Hello lovelies! Welcome to my channel. This is technically my first video, so thanks for being here. I know it's not the most flashy starting video. I probably should have done a Meet the Artist first, but I just wanted to start simple and ease into long form content. Think of this as me dipping my toes into the water. There's more to come, and I'm excited to build from here. This is also my first video using my real voice, so that's a little terrifying. Anyway, moving on. I'm putting together a little prep video for Art Fight. At the time of recording this, the theme hasn't been revealed yet. That's coming June 22nd. So I'll update this with my team once I pick one, and hey, whichever team I end up not on, I'm coming for you. Now, when I say prep video, I mean I'll be sharing how I'm getting ready for the month, my process, tools, and maybe even some strategy. This is only my second year doing Art Fight, so I'm still figuring out my own game plan. So, if you've made it this far, thanks for sticking with me through all the ramblings, and let's dive in. I'll talk a bit about how my first year went and share any new tips and tricks I learned after last year. So, if you're a newcomer to Art Fight or you're a veteran, I hope you're willing to stick around and hear some of my thoughts. While I chat, I'll have some of my speed paints playing in the background. These are characters that I'm adding to my Art Fight page this year. Last year was kind of a scramble. I didn't have many finished pieces of my OCs, or at least not ones I felt confident showing off. And yeah, let's just ignore the ugly sketchbook pages. I find it really hard to sketch digitally sometimes. Something about having that tempting little undo button right there means I'll start a sketch, get frustrated, and then never finish. So, ugly paper sketches it is. I'll speed through this part so you don't have to look at them. As for how I got into Art Fight last year, honestly, I'm not too sure. I'd heard a lot of it before, but never really looked into it. I think getting more involved in online art communities really pushed me to join last year. Setting up a profile was actually pretty easy, and once you understand how the site works, it's super simple and straightforward. The hardest part for me was probably writing about my OCs. I've got so much in my head about them, and trying to distill that into a clear, interesting description without overwhelming people was a challenge. Like this little guy. What is he? Honestly, I had no idea at first. I was deep in art block. So I just started doodling, and after scrapping 3 or 4 sketches, this guy sort of just happened. At first, he was just this weird amalgamation of ideas, and before you know it, I now have a whole novel of lore about him. And I have to now figure out how to condense that into a short blurb. So here's my advice. Even if you have pages of lore for your character, keep your profile summary short and to the point. When I'm drawing someone else's OC, I love reading their background and getting a feel for their personality and story. It really helps me connect with the design when I'm drawing them. But when it's a giant wall of text, that can be a little overwhelming. I'm not saying don't include your OC's lore. I love hearing it, and other artists do too. Just try breaking it down into smaller chunks. If your character has a scar, a missing limb, trauma, or other important details like clothes or how they hold themselves, organize that info clearly into smaller chunks. That makes it easier for others to engage with it and learn more about your character. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. Here's an example from one of the characters I've already saved to attack this year. This is Nico from Retrogrades. This is a great, shorter version of what I was talking about earlier. See how all the info is broken up into small, manageable sections? It gives me a solid understanding of the character without overwhelming me with a big wall of text. I can easily see their pronouns, what they like to wear, about their scar, and I don't have to go fishing through a giant paragraph of information. As I go through more tips and tricks, I'll show a few more examples on screen, and of course, I'll credit all the artists. And hey, if you're feeling froggy when Art Fight starts, go check them out and send them an attack. I know I will. Speaking of attacks, one thing I like to do when prepping for Art Fight is search for characters I know won't overwhelm me when the month kicks off. Especially early on when the site tends to crash a lot, which definitely caught me off guard last year. It helps to already have a few characters picked out and ready to draw. You can use the random user or random character buttons to find people and OCs that inspire you and save the ones you feel excited to draw. Or you can just use the regular search bar and search for tags and keywords. Personally, I like to look for designs that aren't overly complex or ones I instantly get a visual idea for. That way, when it's finally time to draw, I'm not staring at a screen stressed about where to start. I've even been prepping for a mass attack I've been dying to do. Seriously, it's been so hard not to start. I've been collecting characters I want to include, and now I'm just counting down the days until July. Who knows? Maybe one of your characters is on my list. I mean, probably not, since I'm pretty sure only like 3 people are actually watching this. But hey, a girl can dream. Next up, character sheets. Even though I'm terrible at making them, they're honestly a godsend. Having a set color palette to pull from, reference angles, different outfits, character jewelry, it's so helpful when drawing a character. That said, I cannot make one to save my life. I'm a graphic design student, and for whatever reason, my compositions, terrible. Absolute garbage. This right here is a prime example of me struggling. I can't get the colors right, so I end up changing them randomly, hoping something sticks, and that just takes far too long. Now this is what a good character sheet looks like. This one's from one of the characters for my mass attack I'm planning this year, drawn by Straw Terry. It's got everything, a cohesive color palette, little details about the character, a likes list, pronouns, and his flags. And down here, look at the adorable drawing of his chair. It has stickers on it. Honestly, this is the cutest little guy ever. So see what I mean? This character sheet is so much better than mine. The colors, the layout, the whole vibe, it's everything. So let's segue from character sheets to something related. As Art Fight gets closer, especially if you're planning a mass attack or focusing on a character you really want to go all in on, consider making a mood board. Hop on Pinterest and look for inspirations, cute outfits, jewelry, colors, accessories like wands or staffs, even makeup looks. Gathering visual references early on can seriously help when it's time to sit down and draw with intent. Like, I suck at drawing hair, so I like gathering up some fun hair designs and practicing beforehand. For my own mass attack, I'm planning to do some animation. Not like full on serious animation, I'd burn out way too fast, but something fun and manageable. That's why I've been collecting animation references and working through short tutorials to level up my skills. And if you're looking for pose references, here are a few sites I'd recommend that really helped me out a ton. And remember, take your time and don't burn yourself out. That's exactly what I did last year. I went way too hard during the first week or two, and by the end, I could hardly lift a pencil. I have so many old abandoned sketches just sitting around, and I still feel bad because I really wanted to finish that character for their artist. But everything I drew just felt wrong, looked wrong, I hated it, and I couldn't even bring myself to log into the site at the end. This year, I'm trying to prep ahead and make some of that stress come off. I've got poses ready, color palette set up, and I've got a folder dedicated to the characters I'm planning to use for my mass attack. It's already helping me a ton. If you stuck around until the end of this video, thank you so much. I hope it's not too long, or too short, or too painful to listen to. I know I'm already tired of hearing my own voice, and I still have to edit this thing. If you feel like liking or subscribing, that'd be awesome, but no pressure. I hope everyone has an amazing art fight this year. So, with that being said, artists, get your pencils, tablets, sketchbooks, or whatever other chaotic tools you're ready to use, and let's go.